Welcome to episode 74 of Swiss Army Sports. Today is July 2nd, a day after the producer and missing co-host Chase's birthday. I'm your host, Will Spain, former long snapper for the Troy Trojans, Osby Governors, and partially Houston Cougars, joined by my side, former offensive lineman for the Hendrix College Warriors, current man of electricity and insane flow, Luke the Nuke Wallman. And also at the table, finally, he is back from prior obligations, is what we usually call it. The producer, Mikey, Big Michael Spain. He had an interesting face going here. I don't know what he's looking at.
But I'm doing research, man.
Yeah, we had a little, it's coming home to start the pod. England with their 2-1 win over the DRC yesterday, feeling all sorts of pride for the Three Lions. Also, the United States taking down Bosnia and Herzegovina, two countries at the same time. Down a man, and against two countries.
That's called manifest destiny.
It's manifest destiny. It's the Monroe Doctrine was enacted against Bosnia and Herzegovina.
You know that Philly podcast that you always send me, the satire?
Yeah, that's what.
Obviously, since they're doing the World Cup, they got introduced to a whole new fan base, and a lot of them thought they were like for real.
Oh, seriously?
Yes, and they were like, they were doing like the memes of like Americans when they think or something like that, not knowing that like the whole podcast is satire.
Oh my God.
And it was so funny reading the comments.
I have no idea what they're talking about, but over to today's agenda, Cooler Bull, as we start every episode, more NBA trade news. It has been an absolute wild offseason NBA. I did actually want to touch on some NHL moves just for the Oilers, though, and I will do that after the NBA. NASCAR picks at Chicagoland back for the first time since 2019. Don't know why they ever got taken out of the rotation in the first place, but it does replace the Chicago Street Race, which was happening on July 4th. Kind of a good thing. The Street Race was kind of a shit show. World Cup round of 32 recap from the past two nights. World Cup round of 32 and 16 picks. And then hot and not as we will conclude our Thursday episode. Cool or Bull? I just want to start it off with fire. I want to get the boys riled up, and I'm going to hit it now.
It's going to be England winning the World Cup.
Despite the score lines, England has dominated in the World Cup. And I wanted to pull up some statistics for you gentlemen to munch on who were saying that England has been unimpressive. Yes, scoring-wise, England has been unimpressive. I've been shitting my pants for multiple games now. Let's just start off with this most recent one against the DRC. Yes, we let in a shitty 7th-minute goal by Sapenga. Harry Kane doing super Harry Kane things, scores in the 75th and 86th. 60-40 on possession. 2.16 to 0.77 on expected goals. Outshot him 16-7 and 40 touches in the opposition box to 11. Momentum clearly shows England was dominant the entire game. Let's go to the group stage. Panama versus England. This was actually the closest game statistically between the English and an opponent. 67-33 on possession. 1.56 to 0.66 expected goals. 17-13 shots is the closest it's been for any team. 39-14 opposition touches in the opposition box. Momentum again shows clear domination by the English. As we go back to the Ghana game, it was 0-0. Must have been a shitty game by England. 79% to 21% on the possession. It was absolute, what do they call it? Haram ball, park the bus kind of tendencies here by Ghana. 1.36 to 0.17 expected goals, 19-2 on the shots, and 33-10 on the touch in the opposition box. But you know what? They're like, oh man, those aren't great opponents. Well, let's go to Croatia, who's playing Portugal right now in the round of 32. Absolute domination by the English, 4-2. 52-48, which is the closest it's ever been in possession, but 3.2 to 0.7 expected goals, 22-10 in total shots, 37-16 touches in the opposition box. This is one of those times as a sports podcast and as analyzing sports, you have to look past the scoreline sometimes and go to raw numbers. England has been absolutely dominating these football games. They just haven't necessarily been finishing in the box, and they have dudes to do it like Harry Kane, like Jude Bellingham, like Marcus Rashford. I have no worry about this England team heading into their matchup against Mexico. Cooler Bull. Despite the score lines, given the information I've just given you, England has dominated the World Cup. Luke, then Michael.
I'm going to go Bull, and you got to hear me out. Say, I'm going to kind of compare it to baseball here. You're an MLB player. You're hitting 200. You're expecting batting average is 500. What are you hitting? You're hitting 200. You're still not playing well. I mean, they have all these expected goals. That's all great and this and that. But you're England. What are they, 4th in the world?
Yes.
You're supposed to kind of like run away with these games against the Congo, Panama, and beat Ghana. I mean, you're not supposed to just be having this close, tight game. Like, you're supposed to be dominating. So
I understand what you're saying. I would say the better hypothetical would be you outgained someone in a football game 600 yards
Yeah.
to 300 and still lost because you had maybe 3 interceptions.
So,
On
but
paper,
still,
you should have won the game, but you still lost. But anyway, they're still winning.
but
So,
yeah, but
I mean,
they should be dominating in more fashion, and I don't think them winning by 1 against the DR Congo is dominant in any sort of way.
yeah, it looked dominant on the pitch. Michael, how do you say it? Cool or bull?
This is bull. I mean, when you look at the top teams, if you're saying that England is one of the top teams, then you should be dominating these games like France, Spain, and Argentina. And England, except for their game against Croatia,
Yeah,
that's
they're-
the only game I will give them props for. And it was the first game. It was great. They scored 4 goals. Other than that, you score what? 0 goals against Ghana. Was this in the 60th, in the 60s in rankings in the World Cup? And then you score 1 or 2 against Panama, and then the DR Congo, and you were losing to the DR Congo. And if it really wasn't for Harry Kane whatsoever, then we could be talking about England being eliminated right now. And I think it has more to do with the fact that the coach made some different moves, and so the team is a little bit different. But the watching the games, England doesn't look dominant. You can it's the same thing as like the Netherlands and like all that. You can look at all the possessions and touches and all that when all you're doing is at the midfield passing it between 4 guys. Like
Well,
that
touches
does
in
not
the,
do
it's touches in
anything.
the opposition box. So it's the square that the goalie is in that's the amount of touches I've been referencing. They have quadrupled every single opponent in touches in the opposition box.
Yes,
But
but
they're
y'all
not
aren't even
scoring.
playing.
Because teams are
Y'all
parking
aren't scoring.
Teams are literally parking the bus against England because that's the only way they can play them because they are so
Well,
dominant.
do you
up
not
front.
think other teams are parking the bus against the other good teams, but
France?
still
Well,
scoring
once they
3 to 4
but
goals?
The difference between that is France is just scoring first. That is literally the only difference.
Yes, because they're one of the top teams, and you can make an
England
argument.
has to be better on the defensive side. They can't give up these shitty early goals, but the rest of the 90 minutes have been absolutely dominated by England.
I mean, as me and Luke are basically new fair weather fans, I mean, we watch and we see what we watch. We don't really look at the names or the stats and everything. We're watching the game and we're like, wow, this team is not dominating the way that they should be. And then that comes to conclusion of they're not playing good, as in like teams like Mexico. When you put on Mexico and watching Mexico, yes, they have the home field advantage, but they are dominating and they are scoring. And I just don't. And so is Colombia, and so is France and Argentina. I think England right now is a tier below them.
Okay. Luke, what is your cooler bull?
The USA should host the World Cup every 4 to 5 World Cups. And I think this is pretty good take in the sense that the U.S. has the infrastructure with you can go to different cities. You could have them at Kansas City. You can have the final in Dallas one year, have the final in Seattle, have it in L.A., have it in New York. You can bounce around because we have all these great NFL stadiums, along with even some college stadiums. If you wanted to get a little weird, you could bounce around. The country's so large. There's so many home bases. I just think they should at least like you have to give other countries chances. But like a bunch of countries, I'm not gonna say a bunch. I do know a decent amount will go into debt because they have to build all these stadiums and not really use that much anymore. The U.S. already has these stadiums built. I mean, why not actually use them when they're not really being used because football is not in the summer?
Yeah, this is completely cool. I think we need to stop with it's almost like just because they outbid them, like the donation cups, like to Qatar. Qatar's not a footballing nation. They shouldn't have hosted a World Cup. Not to mention how they built the stadiums, etc. I mean, it's all atrocious. This is completely cool. I would say every 5. But I was actually this almost was my cooler bull today. Was England? You know they haven't hosted a World Cup since 1966.
Really? I feel like
there are more.
also have
Yeah, they
some of
have
the infrastructure.
more soccer stadiums per square mileage than
Yeah.
any other country in the world. They obviously have the venues to
Well, it's
host
just-
this tournament.
Is it gonna like what's it called? Dude, what's the capacity? Like, do they have like? I know they have the the really big one.
Yeah,
Wembley.
Wembley. Like, how many of those? do
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Arsenal plays
Okay.
in Manchester City,
I don't
Chelsea,
know.
West Ham.
Obviously,
Are those all like really big? Like,
I
in
mean,
comparison to being-
I mean, they're all roughly anywhere from 40 to
Wembley's like
Wembley's like
80.
100.
yeah,
So, I mean,
Wembley's
it would be basically like some of them would be like the stadiums that Canada's hosting, which are a little bit smaller, but also then you would have some of the ones which the U.S. is hosting. I mean, it completely makes sense
That's
for them to
kinda
host.
shocking,
It
though.
is shocking since 1966 they haven't gotten a World Cup. But yeah, that is completely cool. The U.S. is absolutely knocked out of the ballpark. I think everyone is absolutely shocked across the world with how great America is. I mean, we already knew that. We live here, but two, how well we have done with hosting this World Cup. Michael, what do you think? Cool or bull?
Super cool. And I'm going to take this one further. And I think that I agree with the thing. And I think it should be joint every time that we
Yeah.
host. I think it's very cool.
And this is going to be, I'm going to catch some slack from a certain person from this. It should be the U.S. and Mexico.
Yeah, I agree.
It's fun though. I mean,
Canada-
but
but-
everyone has said they're out of the three countries. If there have been teams that played,
yeah,
all
but
three,
like that's like
the most subpar experience has
And
been.
also,
that's if like though if the
They
team-
also had two of the shittiest locations. I mean, Vancouver's beautiful, yeah, but and then I mean,
Correct.
if Montreal
Probably should've
would
been
have
Montreal.
buy-in, it would yes. If Montreal would have buy in, then I would say yes, Canada. But
also, like, from a social media standpoint, you would almost have forgotten Canada has the
Correct.
hosting thing.
Correct,
It's like
correct.
nobody's doing like, I don't like, you see all these videos from Mexico, people have partying, all the fans. Obviously, Scotland with Boston, all the American stuff. They'll see nothing from Canada.
But that's like I know I agree, but like you can't. That's like hanging out with two bros. And you're like, all right, we have to invite the third one anyway. Like I mean,
friends?
oh for sure, they're the third friend. They're like the fifth friend if we're being completely honest. But I'm more of like I think they should do more of these group things. Like I think
Well, next
United Kingdom should like
But yeah, it should be Wales, Scotland.
yes should
England.
host,
Yeah,
and then like maybe France, Spain.
that's next World Cup. I think it's like France. It's a few European countries plus like Uruguay. The
well, I mean, now that we're on the topic,
the next World Cup's weird because Uruguay and another I think Argentina hosts, but also like France. And
2020,
Spain.
2030 is Spain, Portugal, and Morocco.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. That should be great.
But the opening celebratory matches will be played in Argentina, Paraguay, and
Yeah.
Uruguay.
Okay,
I
well that
thought
makes sense.
That's
But
stupid. I think that's really dumb.
Well, it's because of the whatever. There's an anniversary with it.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason.
And then 2034 is hosted by Saudi Arabia, which that's going to be so badass.
that's gonna be terrible.
It's going to be so
They're
badass.
going to put so much money into it.
Sami Zayn's gonna win the World Cup.
It
Is that going to like just be Saudi, or like is it going to bounce around between?
yeah, it's just I mean, guys, it's just Saudi. They obviously
Yeah.
have the ability to. That's one of the Middle Eastern countries that I'm okay with it being at. I mean, Saudi Arabia.
It was crazy.
Qatar was great, but Saudi Arabia, man, they despite
that means we
some
might be-
differences, they know to put on a show. I
You
mean,
think
that's
we might get a winter World Cup again.
yeah.
Yeah, it probably would be winter.
Yeah,
I need it during the dead period like this, man.
but yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah. So that's all that right now is through 2030. 2034 right now is between us again, the cum nations, Canada, United States, and Mexico. Japan and South Korea have a bid together.
I think Japan
That'd be
and South
sick.
Korea would be awesome.
Indonesia, Australia, and New Zealand have a bid together.
That would also be pretty cool. I mean, the cricket stadiums have to be big enough.
A New
Yeah.
Zealand, Fiji, United States bid is there.
What? That would be weird.
France, Italy, and Hungary, and then Germany, Austria, and Switzerland.
Yeah.
Did no England bid?
No England
crazy.
bid.
That is kind of insane, though.
Maybe they're not placing bids. I don't know. It's just not making sense.
Let's
It
look
really
it up.
doesn't. Because England needs to host it in order to even make the World Cup every year.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Come on now. Don't do that to my three lines.
No, I mean it's fun watching England play. It's just honestly, it's more frustrating watching England play because they have so many star
It's
players.
failed miserably due to executive voting.
Yes, due to global expansion, controversial bidding processes, and continental rotation policies.
Yeah, well, I know they can't, but they don't bid.
But Oh, this will be awesome. England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland will host the Euros in 2028. That will be a good tournament. All right, Michael, what is your cooler bull?
My cooler bull is that the World Cup needs to adapt the March Madness bracket challenge.
Okay.
And yes, maybe there is one out there right now. Like
There is one on ESPN.
That's what I'm
Chase sent it to us,
saying.
Yep.
But it's
like
not like
I need it to be marketed like the March Madness challenge. I need Fox Sports to what was it? Give away $10 million
perfect bracket.
if someone gets like. I guess the way to do
You would have to do it through the group stage.
yes, that's what I'm saying. You predict the winner of the group and the
Second.
second place,
and the third,
and then
qualifier.
all the third guys. But I think there's definitely a way to do it, and I mean, this is the biggest sporting event in the world, and it's only every 4 years. So I think I feel like this is like a missing even more marketing for the World Cup and getting people in.
Cool. I couldn't have said it better about myself. It's just cool. That's also my take. That's a great take.
Yeah, it's completely cool. Like you said, it'll bring probably more people in. It'll get more people engaged because
Oh, yeah.
And there's already a ton of people engaged, but I agree. Like you
Yeah.
add some sort of competition aspect to it.
you'll engage maybe like the guy who'll watch one game every few days. Maybe he'll start watching a game a day. Like
Yeah.
just like even that little bit, it'll get more engagement.
Because I mean, even when you're watching March Madness here in the United States, you're like, oh, I have them in my bracket.
Yeah.
I need them to win. So yeah, and that really caters to the people that don't gamble. Obviously, if you gamble, like the Swiss Army Pod boys, you're invested in every match.
Yes.
But
I'd
yes,
say most matches, not every match. I'm like,
you're invested like every match. More NBA trade news. I'm going to turn this over to Luke.
yeah. Also, shout out Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Did anybody hear this quote?
I've not.
I saw what
They
you got it though.
Basically said they weren't going to win because the Lakers are tied up with 3 white guys. They essentially wouldn't win up finals because their money's tied up with Luka, Reeves, and Kessler. But
I saw their nickname for their starting five, the Fundamental Five, because it'd be them three. I think Laravia, and then I couldn't think of the other white guy.
Here, let's look it up.
Oh, is it Kennard?
No, he left. He's a son.
He is
But-
the son.
Yeah, it's like the 5 starter.
Luka, Quentin Grimes, Austin Reeves. This dude's white and Walker.
Oh,
Kessler.
the Toronto Raptors guy that got
Sandro.
traded to them. He's white.
Sandro, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do y'all think about the trade? Walker Kessler to the Jazz for an unprotected first-round pick in 31 and 33 and first-round pick swaps in 28 and 30.
I like it for the Jazz strictly because, I mean, you got to think how many 7-footers they got. They've got Jaren, Markkanen, Nurkic. I think those are the 3 7-footers. And you can make the
You also have
argument.
Ace Bailey, right?
Yeah,
He's
and Ace
pretty tall.
Bailey's like 6'10", 6'11".
Yeah.
I mean, you can make the argument that Markkanen is not a traditional big because he's more of a small forward with how he plays. But still, like from a defensive perspective, you've got to be able to guard these small guards. I love this trade for I think both sides. It honestly is a very beneficial trade for both sides.
Yeah.
Because Lakers, like all you've heard, Lakers need a center. Lakers need a center. Lakers need a center. They finally get a
They
center.
got a real center.
I know. And they gave up picks, but I mean, if you're going to be competitive, picks
Yeah.
really don't matter that much.
I think I'm leaning Lakers here just because I think it was a great win now move. I think it really was. They really said screw the picks for the next 5 years or whatever. But yeah, when I look at the Jazz, I'm concerned about both Jaren and Laurie are very non-rebounding bigs.
I
though.
know.
They really only average around 6 rebounds a game, and
Yeah.
they're both 7 foot, and they lost their main rebounding guy. Yes, now they have Nurkic, but you're asking a borderline starter center to have a massive uptake in his rebounding.
and then a small forward,
yeah.
essentially.
And then
Yeah,
someone
he's
who's had
not
Nurkic
that
on the
big.
team, he's okay.
Well, Nurkic is a good rebounder,
Yeah,
but
he's a good
also
rebounder, but
defensively, I mean, you can't.
he's going to get bodied by Giannis or Wemby.
Yeah, like some of these, like if you're going against a small forward that's like 6'8" and quick, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but he's going to probably go right around Markkanen
Yes.
eventually. I mean, not always, but because he's going to have the length to block it from the backside. But I just think running 3 7-footers, 2 7-footers you can get away with because Jaren or Markkanen, if they were both playing, they can guard the center and the power forward slot. If you throw in Nurkic too, that's an issue. But
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, Walker Kessler is a very great
Mhm.
center, and I think him and Luca together are going to be really good.
It's gonna be like Gafford on
Yeah.
crack because
So-
Gafford wasn't 7 foot, but he could jump, and this dude is 7 foot, and the lobs are gonna go pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, let's talk about the big one, boys. Jaylen Brown has been dealt to the 76ers. The Celtics received Paul George, PG, 28 first-round pick, 31 first-round pick via Philadelphia, which is kind of ironic. A 28 second-round pick and a 2030 second-round pick.
I
Who won?
Oh, who won? The 76ers.
by a mile. I mean, if you're the Celtics, this is like I'd say this is equivalent. Like this is a salary dump. I'm not going to say this is equivalent to the Ja thing, but it's exactly what happened to the Ja thing. They just dumped, and this was like one of the only contracts they could take on because of how much he makes. I mean, you don't care about the picks. You've got Embiid, Jaylen Brown, you've got Edgecombe, you've got Maxey. I mean, Jaylen Brown was the best player on his team last year.
Yes.
And they're trading. For some reason going all in on Tatum, who's still coming off that Achilles. Like that, outside of KD, nobody has been the same player after an Achilles injury. Even Kobe, Klay Thompson, nobody. KD was the outlier, but I just do not like this trade at all. I think they could have gone and gotten someone. I think I don't know who. They could have gotten something better.
I've read some stuff and listened to some other videos. I have a couple of things. First off, I think that they just settled because they missed out on the Giannis sweepstakes. Apparently, they wanted Giannis for Jaylen Brown and to work out something there. And then when they missed out on that, it's kind of like in the instance of the Ja Morant situation where the relationship is screwed now. So now we just have to basically dump them, which is crazy that you're even thinking about trading a top 10 player in the league. Let's be completely honest. He should have been first team All NBA this year, but I think he got hoed out of it, and he was second team All NBA. He averaged 28, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. He carried the Celtics team to, I think it was a 2 seed.
Yeah. But they did lose to the 76ers.
Yes.
Who they literally are sending him to. So that they got worse.
Yes.
And helped the team that beat them in the playoffs get better.
And there's not really rivalries in the NBA, but the 76ers in Boston is a rivalry.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it that Philly and Boston do not like each other. And the fact that they traded their best player. Jason Tatum is not the best player on the Celtics right now. It is Jaylen Brown. And they traded him away, a top 10 player for the 76ers.
Playoff PG, brother.
What? 5th best player?
I wouldn't.
4th best player?
I mean, you had Embiid, Edgecombe, Maxey, Grimes, I would say.
It's debatable. Yes. I don't know about Oubre.
Oubre played better.
Yes, he's in that realm of he's definitely not top 3.
He would be a solid 6-man.
And I also saw something that the Celtics were being smart, and the original deal they wanted Edgecombe, and the Sixers just waited them out, and the Celtics finally flipped and be like, okay, we'll take Paul George instead, which is crazy.
If
the only way this trade works is if you get Edgecombe or Maxey.
Yes. But also, I get already happened in the past, they should have reached out to the Hornets. The Hornets have, I'm going to go Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball. You can combine them and send them to Boston for Jaylen Brown.
Correct.
That would have been, or you don't have to get one big, you can get multiple guys that make $20 million a year instead of one guy that makes, let's say 50, and then Paul George who's also making 50. You can send multiple people for Jaylen Brown, which I thought I can't quote contracts, but I would have thought they would have done something of that nature of, okay, we want this guy making 25 and this guy making 25. Send them to us. We'll give you Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, and Paul George's contract is terrible.
Oh, it is. It is. It is one of the worst contracts.
It doesn't make any sense. This trade does not make any sense. Now, this is not as bad as the Luka trade, but it is one tier below.
It is one tier below. And, I mean, people are literally calling for Brad Stevens' job.
Which is crazy because he's been an amazing GM in the front office.
Yes.
He's been so good.
This is
that championship roster he built was so
I
good.
know. And this is the worst thing he's done.
It's
And
crazy.
it outweighs every good thing
Yes,
he's done.
literally. Because
Uh,
now no one even remembers thinks about the past anymore. All that matters is what you do right now.
Yeah.
And he's messed up
Yeah.
big time.
Speaking of salary dumps, just like I said, I wanted to talk on the NHL real quick and post on Stan Bowman in the front office of the Edmonton Oilers. Darnell Nurse. Michael knows Nurse very well. He's a liability on the back end.
Such a
He
liability.
had a $9.25 million cap hit a year. That is massive in the NHL for someone who is not exactly producing the way you want him to. Well, the Sharks said, let me take that contract on, and in the NHL, you can retain salary. Well, they didn't retain any of it. And so it was completely dumped onto the San Jose Sharks. They got a competent playing defenseman, Shakir Mukhamadullin, and they
Banger
also
name.
got a prospect, Zach Sharp. What did the Oilers do from there on? Well, that freed up a little bit of cap space. They go and sign defenseman out of Pittsburgh, Ryan Shea, to a $4 million average annual value on the cap, who was plus 30 on the plus minus last year with, I believe, 36 points. Absolutely massive on the defensive end. Good defensive defenseman that can move the puck. They went and added fourth winger Matthew Joseph from the LA Kings on a $1 million deal. They re-signed Cheeks Kapanen to a 1-year, $2.6 million deal. Re-signed Max Jones to an $850,000 deal. And then they went and did what Oilers fans have wanted them to do for the longest.
Get another goalie.
They went and signed prospect goalie, 24-year-old Devin Levi from the Buffalo Sabres, who had a 910 save percentage last year in the AHL and played 6 games for Buffalo. And then went and signed your guy to compete for Jari's starting job, which is the Stanley Cup champion, Frederick Anderson. Yes, Andy did get pulled in the Stanley Cup final. However, he did lead them there and did not lose a game until the Stanley Cup final. Had like a 9-20.
Did he get pulled in Montreal or the Cup?
He got pulled.
in Montreal.
He got pulled in the Cup.
I thought they rotated Bussy in Montreal.
I thought Bussy got put in Montreal.
Let's sorry, we're looking it up. Well, they
Well, no matter what, he got put in the
he got pulled
playoffs.
in the first game against Montreal. When Montreal went and dominated, I think he played every game since then. They ended up, Brandon Bussy only played the Vegas Golden Knights series. His last appearance before that was on April 14th against the New York Islanders. So he didn't even get pulled in the Montreal game.
I thought.
So the Oilers add a veteran goalie, Freddie Anderson. Again, a little bit of a risk, but it's better than what we had now, and I am excited as an Oilers fan, and that's how I wanted to touch on NHL free agency. It's a big name still out there. Jason Robertson, Robo, has not signed with
The Stars
anybody.
player?
Yes, the Dallas Stars player.
The Asian guy?
Yes,
He told Dallas no, so
yes,
he wants a different team.
He told Dallas no.
I have a feeling he's going to go to the Wild or
Well,
a team. He's going to go to a very good contending team that puts him to the next level.
Well, here's the thing with the NHL: the cap space did go up this year since the league is generating so much money. They're able to increase the cap space every year. They did increase it this year. He has still not been signed. There's a couple of big names that didn't been signed, but someone did re-sign today for a 1-year deal. His send-off, Alexander Ovechkin with the Washington Capitals. This will definitely be his last season. Talk about Unk. I think he's 41 now. But some notable players that have not been signed, and I think you'll be surprised by this, especially Michael, who knows a little bit more puck, but you'll know some of these big names. Like I said, Robo has not been signed. He was with the Dallas Stars. Connor Bedard has not re-signed his contract with the Chicago Blackhawks as of right now. Cutter Gauthier for the Anaheim Ducks has not signed his contract. Trevor Zegras, center for the Philadelphia Flyers, has not re-signed his contract. Patrick Kane, veteran right winger for the Detroit Red Wings, has not signed his contract. There's a ton of guys who are still out there waiting to be picked up. Evander Kane is rumored to maybe be going back to the Edmonton Oilers. He has not signed his contract with Vancouver. It'll be very interesting to see how NHL free agency plays out. If Connor Bedard does not re-sign with the Blackhawks, I'll be shocked. However, it is a possibility. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Bedsy. Michael, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I'm just reading stuff about Robertson right now, and seems like he might go back to the Stars, but right now front runners are looking like either Pittsburgh or the Rangers, which if he went to Pittsburgh, that'd be a good final push for them. I would like to see a dark horse team kind of sneak in there, like a newer team, like maybe the Kraken. go at him or like the Wild or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. He's definitely he's probably the best player on the left,
news
right?
about the Kraken. The Kraken offered him to be paid, I think, 15.
No, not the Kraken. I meant the Mammoth.
The Mammoth. Yeah, I would like to see him on Utah. I think the Utah quotes fit him well. And then Connor Bedard, as of 24 hours ago, contract with the Blackhawks not there yet.
With Bedard?
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with Bedsy and if he becomes an unrestricted free agent. Moving on now to NASCAR for probably the coolest race name we have all year is the Cuervo, Jose Cuervo 300 at Chicagoland. Luke, no surprise here with who you're taking.
He's due with such a great name as a Jose Cuervo and such a great name as Sheldon Creed. He is due. He ran well, surprisingly, in the road course races, which he didn't do earlier in the year. He is so due. Give me Sheldon Creed.
Yeah, I'm going to take William Byron here, running the 88 down in the Rally Series, getting a little time behind the wheel back in Chicagoland, getting ready for the Cup. I always take a Cup guy in their Rally Series if there's a prominent one there. So I'm going to go with Chase Elliott. For the EERO, the Aero 400, I didn't really know who to take here. There's not a lot of data on Chicagoland. So whenever I don't know to take, kind of like with you with Creed, fuck it, Hocevar. Hocevar is going to win it, baby. We're going to be riding the Dente to the Chili's in Chicago, and Carson Hocevar is going to get a win. Luke, you think, I mean, this guy's due. Talk about due.
I know, he is due. He ran well last week. I mean, Kyle Larson has not won a race in forever, and he's one hell of a driver. I think he is due, especially since, like, nobody's ran this thing since, like you said, 2019. You don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we'll find some magic in the 5-car this weekend.
More World Cup round of 32 results. Let's talk first about the team that my three Lions face next, and that's a scary one. I will admit, Mexico looked absolutely dominant against Ecuador on Tuesday with a 2-0 victory. Ecuador ended up getting a red card in the 90th plus 5th for a little bit of that action. But, I first off, I want to know what he said because I'm sure it was awesome because he was smirking as he was walking off the field after getting the red card. Second, guys, this Mexico team, when they come out hot and score 2 goals and then park the bus, they look dangerous. What did you take away from Mexico against Ecuador?
I think that crowd is absolutely insane. That is on par with our Seattle crowd against, or even better than our Seattle crowd against.
I will admit it is
Australia.
better than our Seattle crowd.
I mean, that place was literally like watching it. They're about to explode. If like they score, they might like if they win this game. You saw the fireworks celebration. They might burn the city down. We thought the New York Knicks winning the finals was bad. This will be 10 times worse if they actually start winning a few more games in the World Cup. This Mexico team looks really dangerous. And
Michael,
it'll be great.
Yeah, me and Will were talking about. We do think that Ecuador was probably a little bit overrated team coming into the World Cup.
German team, and that German team lost to Paraguay, but Germany was also resting players during that game.
Yeah, so, but you, if you're a Mexican fan, you like what you saw. They came out hot, set the tone, and then obviously just played back and were like, yeah, you're not getting anywhere close to our goal. Very dominant win, to be honest. And yeah, with the home crowd, man, it's going to be hard to beat Mexico. They might make it all the way till they have to play the United States, which I think is the semifinals or quarterfinals. So
Ecuador coach resigned.
Yes.
That was the guy that
resigned?
Yes.
he looked like that's like the blonde hair, creepy looking
He
dude.
was weird.
He did
He's
look
from
weird.
Argentina, by the way.
Really?
Found that interesting.
Yeah.
And this was like his first senior team job. Like he kind of came out of nowhere. It's kind of weird.
I mean, still they won a game.
Yeah, no,
they got there.
He actually, I thought he did enough to keep his job.
Yeah.
He resigned. Guess he couldn't take the heat going back to Ecuador, which was absolutely the case of the South Korea coach, who literally just like tried to duck the heat. He resigned before he got on the plane. I mean, it was.
He resigned.
No, before he got on the plane, dude. He resigned while he was still in the U.S. Resigned right after the game. Like, I mean, he was like, "Yeah, I'm done."
Bro couldn't take it.
Scotland guy resigned too.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. Talk about Scotland was like ready to behead the guy as he was getting back.
Yeah, but like
It's
Scotland's not even that good. No offense, their fans are amazing, but like
They're
they
not.
weren't even a top. They're like a top. They weren't even a top 30 team,
No,
right?
they're not.
Yeah.
England beat the DR Congo, ended that Cinderella story 2-1. We had a goal in the 7th minute by Sapenga. Harry Kane in the 75th and 86th minute. A game dominated by England statistically, momentum-wise. Just an early goal from the DRC, and then they backed the bus up and they parked it. They put the park brake on, and they were trying to hold on. Kind of a theme of the African nations during this World Cup. Parking the bus, it is a good method, but talent at some point kind of overcomes it, and you are going to give up goals late when there's like a full press on. Guys, takeaways from England, DR Congo. But shout out to the Congo, honestly. I mean, y'all know my take. I've already given my take on England. First off, shout out for them for qualifying. Shout out to them for making it to the knockout stages. And shout out to them for leading England for 75 minutes. Take away.
Yeah, it's very impressive run, especially from these African nations. Africa's been great in this World Cup. But yeah, I was not able to watch. Very impressive though that they were in the game.
Michael.
Just the red flags keep showing for England. They're winning, but it's not convincing. You're kind of waiting for that awakening of this England team to get out there and get that early, especially with the names on their team like Jude Bellingham, Marcus Rashford, Harry Kane. It's concerning to watch. Honestly, it's like very frustrating to watch England play because they like Will said, they get past their half, they get into there, and then it's like it's not like they're hitting the post every time or like the goalie's not making crazy saves. It's just like they're just not really finishing, and it's concerning when you can't put the ball in the back of the net. I mean, this is like one of those teams where like it's going to come. You know the 3 or 4 game goal is going to come, like the first game against Croatia, which was their hardest opponent. So maybe they're playing down to the levels, and then
I was
playing up to maybe they'll play up against Mexico, because I tell you what, if they get down 1-0 against Mexico, I do not think they're going to win the game. I vividly think that England has to score first in order to win this game against Mexico. If they get down 1-0 away, they will not win.
I was talking to some of the English guys. It's apparent just playing down to competition is what it seems like. I agree with them. This game was absolutely freaking nuts. I made a hell of a bet to play it live for
I still have the draw. I just was not
the draw and then the win in extra time for Belgium.
You had Senegal in the extra, didn't you?
So Diarra gets it starting in the 24th for Senegal. Then Sarr gets it in the 51st, and Senegal's cruising. They're up 2-0. The inevitable happens when Romelu Lukaku subs. He goes and gets
Leonard Fournette
goal.
Yeah,
and they probably had to literally carry this dude off the pitch. I mean, Leonard Fournette is absolutely a beast in the box. And then Tielemans gets it in the 89th to send it to extra time. Then we get a penalty. Some argue soft.
It was a little soft.
It was a penalty. It was a penalty. Tielemans buries it in the 120th plus 5th. They win 3-2. Belgium moves on to face the United States. We will talk about that next. But what did you take away from this Belgian squad, Michael?
I didn't catch most of this game, but mainly because like I just kept seeing the whole time that Senegal was up 2-0. So I was not really tuning into it. Then like I think I texted us like I took a shower and it was 2-2 all of a sudden. I'm just gonna take this as a United States fan. Yes, Flo Balogun is out, but both the way these teams played makes me feel better about this round of 16 matchup. Just because now if Senegal would have won 2-0, I mean, we were talking about Senegal being one of the hottest teams. They're a very good team. African nations are playing good right now. So I was a little concerned if Senegal would have won 2-0. But now that Senegal dropped it and then Belgium won the whole thing, knowing that I feel like the United States, if they got up, could probably park the bus a little better than Senegal. I think it's going to be a good game. Now,
Nervous.
Should the United States be favored with their best player out? No, absolutely not. And we'll get into that.
Yeah.
We'll get into the next game if Luke has anything to say about Belgium against Senegal.
Oh, it was insane. I was on a Zoom meeting, actually. I was watching this, and I was trying not to lose my crap while paying attention on the Zoom meeting. It was awesome. I cannot believe they drew. That was my original bet. But, yeah, Belgium, I still don't think – obviously, they ended up winning. But, like, the first 80 minutes,
They're
look
vulnerable.
awful.
They are very
Very
vulnerable.
They're old and vulnerable. So
Speaking of the U.S., they went and beat Bosnia and Herzegovina 2-0 on a Balogun 45th minute goal and a Tillman 82nd free kick goal.
Oh.
Balogun ejected in the 64th on a red card. He will be suspended for the next game. Not an impressive stat line for the U.S. against Bosnia. I mean, granted, the situation. Bosnia did outpossess the U.S. 52-48. Expected goals were only 0.88 to 0.25. Bosnia outshot the U.S. 10-8, but the U.S. did have 23-7 touches in the opposition box. I thought the U.S. looked good enough, especially given the circumstances after Ballo's ejection. They did exactly what they needed to do and were able to score a goal, a man down, against a side that, isn't necessarily the most impressive in Bosnia and Herzegovina, but that had looked decent during this World Cup, drew against Canada, and gave Switzerland a hell of a game to the end to when they got a guy ejected, and then kind of railroaded Qatar. So, I mean, this is a Bosnia team that definitely wasn't coming in cold.
And they beat Italy to be here.
They did beat Italy to be here. So I'm feeling good as a United States fan and as an American citizen. I think this team literally matches up so well with this Belgian squad. I'm very confident heading into that game, and we'll obviously break that game down when time comes. But what I want to get for y'all is, how did you see the U.S. play in this match, and what are your feelings come out of the match against Bosnia?
I think they played good. I'm worried about Balogun being out. I really am, because he's been our best player. So Pulisic has got to step up in his next game against Belgium. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to have Pulisic, or maybe one of the midfielders with Des McKinney. Somebody is going to have to step up.
I think he's going to have a big game.
Yeah, if they go with Pepe, he's going to have a big game too. So it's going to be very interesting to see who they run with. I've been on Twitter, and I've seen people say they should put Gio Reyna as a striker, or Berhalter. Yeah, as the other striker, just because they both played pretty well.
Yeah, Berhalter's honestly played fantastic. I've been very satisfied with how he's been.
What number is he?
14.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
It was good. I feel like the weight going into this game in the United States shoulders, the pressure was crazy, and I think maybe it showed a little playing a little bit tentative, but I think the weight is off now.
Yes.
I think this is like a huge sigh of relief, and I trust the coach. I really do.
No matter what, Poach has really done well with this team.
I'll get into what he should do against Belgium when we talk about it, but it was a solid performance. I mean, Balogun was obviously going to get his goal because of what he's been playing. Like, he's been great, and that free kick by Tillman was amazing.
And the Telemundo call of the free kick.
The Telemundo call on it was amazing. But yeah, all props. Can't be angry for shutout too. Shout out Matt Freese.
Matt Freese played great for him being tested for the first time this tournament.
Yes,
I am actually. That's a good point. I'm glad he got tested.
Yes, I am too.
Yeah, he made that mistake, and he came out on that. I think it was a corner.
Yeah, where he
and then he fell back, and he was able to save himself, which was good. I mean, that was the first big test for him for sure.
I'm sure we'll have some arguments on this slide, boys. Let's get into it. World Cup round of 32 picks. We kick it off with Australia versus Egypt tomorrow. Let me get a kickoff time for us.
I'm going to guess.
We will all be off work, so I guess we can just get rowdy.
We can all get drunk and watch it.
1 p.m. Australia versus Egypt.
Guys,
I've got the Aussies 1-0. They're going to score early, and they're going to park the bus. And there is not a team that right now has shown me better that they are better at parking the bus and playing bogan ball than the Aussies. Egypt, I think, had a relatively, now that we see it hindsight 2020 with Belgium being kind of a weaker, older side, I think Egypt had a relatively easier group. I mean, Iran was not impressive at all at any point. New Zealand, obviously, is way inferior to Australia. And New Zealand gave Egypt quite the game for the first half. I'm going with the Aussies. The Socceroos are moving on to the round of 16. Luke, then Michael, how do you see this one going?
Yeah, this is a toss-up, but I'm kind of going with name weight. Salah, I think he's gonna kind of have his World Cup moment and be able to shine here. I think it'll be 1-1. It'll be a late goal by him. He'll score 2. Egypt will end up winning.
Michael.
Yeah, I think Egypt, they drawed against Belgium, and they won against New Zealand, and then I think they drew against Iran. Yes, it was Iran. I just don't think. Australia's fine. Did they end up finishing second in the group?
Yes.
So, yeah, you can see by my score, it basically could go anyway, but I'm just going 1-0 Egypt. They're somehow going to get one in.
I think this one's pretty unanimous. Argentina plays Cape Verde. Cape Verde, I think the magic runs out here. I've got a Messi hat trick, 3-0.
Yeah, I've got 2 goals for Messi, 1 from some other random Spanish guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rip the goalie.
Yeah.
That sucks. But
Aren't they teammates too in the MLS? Is this
Yeah, I think he was on Inter Miami at some point.
Yeah.
Yes.
revenge game, brother?
Michael, how do you see it?
yeah, just 3-0. I don't know who's scoring. I mean, Messi will probably score because whenever he shoots, the goalie doesn't move and just let the ball go in the back of the net. But yeah,
Colombia play Ghana tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. I think this is a complete mismatch. Although Ghana has played really well defensively, I think because it's the knockout stages, they're going to be forced to become a little bit more offensive. I've got it 2-1 Colombia getting a late third, getting it 3-1 for the Colombians. It's a team that has ever improved since playing Uzbekistan in game one. Give me Colombia.
Yeah, I've got it actually 2-0 with Ghana getting a late goal because they're actually forced to press and not just sit back on defense.
All right, Michael.
yeah, I see a very dominant Colombian win. I'm putting all my chips in this Colombian thing. I think it is going to either be Colombia versus Mexico or Colombia versus England in the semifinal round, and that team is going to the World Cup final. I don't think Argentina is going to do it, just because I think they're going to get a little aged out. And yeah, Colombia they're playing good and they're a very good team, and I think they got a very favorable draw on the side of the bracket. And yeah, I think they're going to cruise through Ghana.
On to the round of 16 picks. July 4th, we play on Canada Day. Canada plays on American Independence Day. They play Morocco. Morocco just had an absolute thriller in extra time, in penalties, excuse me, against the Netherlands. Canada cruised pretty much to a 1-0 win against South Africa. South Africa threatened a little bit in the first half, but Canada kind of took over. Heart pick. I'm going with Canada 2-1. It's not much reasoning behind it. Let's go with Jonathan Day that has an absolute hell of a game. Nets tier for the Canadians. And, honestly, just the Morocco team pissed me off a little bit because I was really rooting hard for the Dutch. So, yeah, I'm going with Canada because, it just seems like the host nations have a little bit of mo with them on their side. Canada 2-1. Luke and Michael, how do you see it?
Yeah, I think Morocco just cruises to. I think they're far better than this Canadian team, and I think they win 2-0. They park the bus in the second half.
Michael.
Yeah, though I'll just disagree with Luke on one thing. Morocco is not a very much park the bus kind of team. They are.
No, that's what I think Canada's got a chance. They're going to run.
Now, I think when
run.
it comes down to it, when you have the lead in an elimination game, they're definitely going to do it and play back. And I think that's what I think. I think it's going to go 2-0 Morocco, and I think Canada is going to get like a goal at the end of the game as the host nation. Now, I mean, it is host nation. We've been glazing about the host nations, and yeah, it's possible. Has Canada showed me a lick of anything that where they could beat Morocco? It would be the last 5 minutes, I think, of against Switzerland.
Yeah, they looked incredible in the last 5 minutes. Switzerland, yep.
That's like crazy soccer. You can't play that for.
It's a style Morocco likes to play, so I kind of figured there may be a chance here for the Canadians, just in that kind of kick and run kind of style that Morocco does play.
Yeah, but Canada's goalie just sucks.
Oh, Maxime Crepeau, awful.
Yeah.
For anyone who knows Maxime Crepeau personally, which I do know someone who does, he is terrible, awful. He should not be on this squad. Paraguay against France. I'm going to keep this pretty short and simple.
United States won 4-1. This might be 8-0.
Paraguay is going to do France is going to do unholy things to Paraguay. 5-1. Mbappe unfortunately gets a hat trick. Luke, then Michael.
4-1. We'll be betting on Paraguay for the hate watch, but France will win 4-1.
A little hate watch, but I don't see this. I actually like Will's 5-1 score better.
Yeah.
All right, now Luke, this is Super Bowl. This is Super Bowl right here.
This is the Super Bowl. Norway against Brazil. For whatever reason, I also hate the Brazilian national team. I guess it's because I hate blue bloods and other. Obviously, come on, you three lions. But yeah, talk about blue blood.
Actually, blue blood. Because when was the last time England won it?
That song came out in the 90s. It was
track.
30 years of hurt. So I think it was like in the 60s. Look, dude, he is inevitable.
He is.
He is.
Yeah.
Give me 2 goals by Holland, one by Nusa. We keep it the same way. Holland gets way more involved in the offense here against Brazil. I think this is going to be the team we see that plays the freest. This team does not care now.
I know, yeah.
And it is awesome. They just think, okay, we made it to the round of 16. We're going to be praising our nation. We get to have fun and go play. That excites me, especially for Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
This dude is going to be trying to make some ridiculous goals happen, and he's Erling Haaland, so they probably will. Give me 3-2 Norway over Brazil because fuck Brazil. Luke.
Yeah, and to go on a little more of your thing with, we can go home and be fine. If Brazil loses here, they can't go home and be fine. This will be a crime for them to lose in the round of 16. And also, I've been seeing that Holland and some dude for Brazil have beef. So,
oh, dude, don't awaken my man.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
I think Holland is going to end up scoring a hat trick, and they're going to win 4-3. I think it's a lot of goals scored.
I do think this is a very high-scoring game. Michael, how do you see it?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with the take that you got all the pressure on one team and no pressure on the other team. And I think Brazil's going to come out super tight. And I just think Norway's going to play free. And, dude, it's going to be awesome. I mean, at this point, this would be the Cinderella story besides the United States if they beat Belgium. And
Yes.
I'm here for it, man. I would love to see it. They have the offense. Basically, they have the dude. And what I've actually come to realize that if you have a dude in soccer, they can take over the game. As in, let's be honest, Vinny Jr. has been doing it for Brazil, and Harry Kane has been doing it for England. And so, yeah, it's gonna be a great game. This is the game everyone's looking at on the calendar. Actually, this next game too. But yeah,
I think this is definitely the game of the round of 16. Mexico. Technically the away side to England. It will be in Stadium Azteca. I think y'all are completely overanalyzing this. England is the better team. They just are. Yeah. It is going to be 3-1 England. They do score first. They score second. Mexico gets 1. Crowd gets back into it 2-1. Harry Kane ends the hopes and dreams of the Mexican nationals. They send them crying. The city burns a different way. By the Three Lions singing Wonderwall in Stadio Azteca. It's going to be ugly in the stands. I expect this game to be delayed because of shit being thrown on the pitch when England is up. We know how these Mexican fans can get. We have seen it when they come to the U.S.
Yeah.
It gets nasty.
For sure.
They have interviewed English fans. They said they are scared to go, but they are going to go because it's for the Three Lions. They're going to be loud. We also know English fans aren't afraid to fight. So this is going to be a raucous environment. I do not think two nations that really don't have any beef are going to have beef by the end of this game. Yeah. And it is going to go in England's favor despite what y'all say. So go ahead.
Yeah, England's definitely the better team, but I'm kind of rocking with mojo, moxie, momentum. It would be a good thing.
Yes.
Mexico is beating the crap out of everybody. Granted, have not played really anybody as in comparison to what England's played with Croatia. I guess that's their one game which they did dominate. But Mexico, I think that crowd is just going to, if this was like in Boston, I think England could win because but like the fact this is in Mexico, I think literally flips this for Mexico's favor immensely. And I think this will be one little host nation magic. They've never advanced past the round of 16, or they haven't advanced past the round of 16 since like the 70s or something. Because the curse was technically broken, I think.
Yes,
but like
because it was the round of 32.
Yeah, because it was the round of 32.
They have not made it to the round of 8 since 1986.
So yeah, technically, if this was the old rules,
and all three host nations are in the round of 16,
which is kind of crazy. But I do foresee this being a fantastic match. This will be match of the round of 16. I think Mexico pulls off a shocker and beats England. I think England's better. I think Mexico has home field and mojo.
I mean, England, you can get England at plus money right now. They're plus 140.
They are technically the favorite.
But but still.
Yes, they are the better team. They would be like, I don't know, like number 10 against number 6, but number 10's at.
Can I throw a college football hypothetical out there for you?
Yeah, it would be like.
This is like Bama going to LSU at night when LSU
is ranked 15th and Bama's ranked 11th. And
ranked 4th.
Yeah, but LSU's favored. It basically is that, and I would probably take LSU to win, just like I'm taking Mexico to win. they're one with the fans right now. It's a 12th man with Mexico in their team. And if this England team had shown me more, I would be picking them. But Mexico has looked like the better team. So I'm going to pick who has looked like the better team.
I really do want to see, not because I'm just an England fan, but I want to see what this crowd gets like.
I do too.
It is going to be great.
If England wins this game, I do want to see what this crowd gets like.
Yeah.
It's
Something New York
We
is.
got that on Sunday. Nice.
yes, Sunday night at I believe 7 p.m. Central. Yes.
Yes, Sunday night, 7 o'clock.
Well, we have only one Monday game
Oh,
set.
Brazil, Norway, and Mexico, England are both on Sunday.
Yes, and
We can get hammered on Sunday.
and they are matched up against each other in the round of
Yeah, they're
So,
matched up the next year.
we only have one game set for Monday right now at 7 p.m. The U.S. plays Belgium. I do think this U.S. team, one, has a weight lifted off their backs. Two, they're hungrier. Three, they're younger. Four, they're just way faster.
Mhm.
I think this U.S. team's going to be able to do what they want offensively with the ball. They are going to give up a goal to Romelu Lukaku. He is also kind of inevitable, but he will get gas in this game. They're going to have to stretch him off just because of fatigue. Give me the U.S. in Seattle, another raucous environment for the Americans, 2-1.
Yeah. Also, I think all of our starters, this is I looked through like career paths. I went down a rabbit hole on break. All of our starters are like 25 through 29. While if you look at all these Belgium guys, they're mid 30s, the lower 30s. I think that does play into a factor. We're faster, we're younger. It's like the Grizzly thing a few years ago. Was it younger? Like they're the U.S. is hungry. I think they're going to play with a chip on the shoulder because Balogun did get tossed, and that was kind of bullcrap. I think Pulisic does have to step up though, and you're going to have whoever Pochettino puts at that second striker position has to step up. But U.S. 2-1.
Michael.
Yeah, I think what is going to win us this game is Coach Poach. And I think he needs to, because there's a strategy with substitutions. And I think if he plays it right with how the substitutions work, keep our guys as fresh as possible, I think we will win this game. Now, I kind of want this to happen. I want a nice little heart attack 1-1 winning in PK somehow. Now, if we got the penalties, I would be thinking we're definitely not winning. But again, dude, it's destiny. United States,
destiny.
man. It's just something about it. I also wanted to put 2-1 because that probably will be the score, but then we'd all have it 2-1. So I want to spice it up a little. Maybe like 1-1, maybe we score in the extra 30 minutes or something. I could see this game getting tied after 90. Yeah, I think Pulisic is going to have a great game, and I think Dent is going to have a very difference maker.
It's a revenge game too.
It is a
from
revenge
the
game.
last
from
time.
last time we were 16,
Yes.
put out by Belgium. Who's not? Who's not?
Well, no, we were put out by Netherlands in 2022.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but the last time we were actually a credible threat.
Yes, we got put out by
we
Belgium.
got put out by Belgium. Hot and not my World Cup teams, dude. England and the United States. They just continue to win. I really didn't have much else hot. My not is Mexico, and this is why. It's just their fans are a lot. All right, they're just the honking of the horns, the drums, the flashing of the lights outside the opposing team's hotel. I guess that's why England has elected to stay in Kansas City until the game, because this is also part of my not. They found out Mexico was trying to spy on their practices. So that's why they are staying in Kansas City, away from Mexico. I mean, this is Mexico is literally the sleaziest football association in the world.
Sleaziest nation.
I'm not going to go that far. May have to cut that. They are the sleaziest football association in the world, in my opinion. I mean, they have fans that literally get games suspended because of their unruliness. They're throwing their bottles at actual players, at other people. They're screaming of eccentric words in the crowd that are in Spanish. I mean, it's going to be a great environment. But yeah, Mexico is my not, because right now it is fuck Mexico. Let's go England. Luke, what's your hot not?
My hot is work because
It's hot.
Like it is very hot at work. I'm not gonna lie. I walked out to the bathroom. I got lucky. Got moved back down to some relative AC area. I walked out to the bathroom. Thought my balls melted off me. It was a very nice feeling. Anyways, work. That's how hot it is. Like,
Oh
yeah.
Why was it a nice feeling?
It was sarcasm.
Oh.
But anyways, everybody so union, we have laws where so if a holiday falls on a Saturday, you have to work the Friday, but if it falls on a Sunday, you get that Monday off. They apparently messed that up. So last week they told us we weren't going to work Friday. Yesterday they told us we're working Friday, but we understand it's our mistake. We don't expect y'all to come in. 12 people are going in. But I did leave today an hour early and still got paid for 8 hours, so that is why it's behind. My not is Bill Simmons. This was a real tweet. This is the real NBA Central. When this trade happened at 3:20 Pacific time, I had a camera up my ass and I had Paul George being rammed up my ass, and it was happening at the same time. I don't know why he said it. I just thought that was funny.
Obviously, Buddy was getting a colonoscopy during the trade, which is kind of nuts.
Hey, he was getting a colonoscopy.
That's kind of nuts. That's interesting to put out on social media, Bill. Michael, what's your hot and not? Can you explain this to me, because I have no idea what's going on this?
I saw this. I did see this.
You didn't see about the Empire State Building?
I've seen teams memeing it now to where it's their logo on the flag. I have no idea what's going on.
These two random people scaled the entire Empire State Building all the way to the top, and they put up a flag or something. That the flag was something for peace. It wasn't anything really political or anything. But and then after they were done, the dude proposed to her on top of the Empire State Building, which is crazy. So cool. You should listen to the helicopter comms of them. It's so funny. He's so yeah, these two dudes or this couple scaled the building. Oh, he just proposed to her. And it's funny. The comms are funny about it. But yeah, it was just a super cool thing because that was crazy. And then they got arrested, of course, because you can't do that.
Don't know why.
Yeah, that's a good American free will right there. Climbing the.
Yeah, I mean, so this is what I've been getting. What's your not?
I'm gonna hop on the not with, I guess that's something to do with Bill Simmons, but the Celtics have just thrown away their future. Well, not they got their picks, but they've thrown away their star for not very much in return. I don't see this move at all. It is one tier lower than the Luka Doncic trade, and we would definitely put in the Mavericks in the not here. But at least the Mavericks somehow got the first overall pick and got Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
But
they can thank Adam Silver.
This baffles me. Jaylen Brown loved Boston. He loved the team. For some just odd reason, they were putting him on the trade market. You can understand if you put Ja on the trade market just because of his availability, but Jaylen Brown has been there for the Celtics just as long as Jason Tatum, I'm pretty sure.
Or maybe a year after.
Maybe a year after. And yeah, I just don't see it. So I don't really like Boston, so it's just kind of funny, but as a sports fan, it's just this move does not make any sense whatsoever.
Well, that'll do it for episode 74 of Swiss Army Sports. We're going to go watch the rest of the footy now until Monday or Tuesday when we record and break down the action from the weekend. Have a good night. Actually, the U.S. plays on Monday. It'll be on Tuesday. Have a good night.